Start off with 2 and then with 2 more cappuccinos because it will not take that long.
Okay. Fred, I want you to meet one of our very, very finest friends, Dr. Parmalee, also known as the Pasta Doctor. He's a very unique man. He's a dentist. He's a world-class chef. He's a lawyer. He's a professional photographer. And he's probably a few other things that I don't know about.
Well, that sounds like enough to start with there. Now, how did you meet a guy like this, Pete? A man who's actually doing something constructive. How did you get involved in his world?
Well, he was a fan of our show, and he was nice enough to contact us. And we gradually, over a period of time, became very good friends. We've gone through some real hard times, and he's been very helpful. He's always been ready to help when things got rough.
Good, Doctor. Do you watch his show? I'm trying to find someone who watches his show, and everyone's a little
I very
vague.
seldom miss his show
Ah.
because if I would miss one show, it's usually on 2 nights later, and I can catch it. And then if not, I can video it. I mean, with a recorder, so that I don't miss it.
I'm sorry. I'd like you to meet Miss Karen Shaw, who's one of the producers of Access America. Excuse me. That's Karen Shaw from Minneapolis.
Oh,
He knows many languages.
that's on. What were you saying?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Y tú.
Well, listen. I want you to know that all the pasta here, unlike most places, the pasta is made fresh daily. And it's a very perishable item. They only keep it for a few days. So it's completely different than the kind of pasta you would buy in a store, like Chef you-know-who.
It tastes wonderful, Pete. This is one good thing you did. You brought us here.
Now listen, I don't want you to interfere with your lunch.
Well, you've
Just
already done
enjoy
that.
lunch. And by the way, here, I want you to have this tape tape for your own personal library of Worldwide Magazine of some of our shows, so enjoy it.
No, thanks. But what I could use, well, okay, I'll take this and watch it. See, I went to the extreme of not living here, so not to watch the show, and I still can't avoid it. He's given me a tape.
And before I forget, could you just look at the camera and I want you to say, "Hi, I'm Fred Willard, and I never watch Worldwide Magazine," which will be easy since you never watch it.
I'll do a joke.
Okay, do whatever you want.
What is it, worldwide? Hi, I'm Fred Willard, and take 2. Hi, I'm Fred Willard, and I never miss Worldwide Magazine. I never watch it, therefore I never miss it. Ha!
Okay, and I want you to do one more thing.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Fred Willard, and I just want you to know that Big Daddy is a jerk.
Well, now, huh?
Well, because we have everybody. We have Jerry Mathers doing it. We have Buffalo Bob Smith doing it. We got you doing it.
He's a villain. He's a bad guy.
Okay. Hi, this is Fred Willard, and I just want to tell you that Big Daddy is a jerk. And this is according to Mr. Pete. So, Big Daddy, if you have any argument, come to me, and I'll tell you where Mr. Pete lives.
Okay, now, if you want to stop at Sportsman's Park,
We could have been to Sportsman Park and done a documentary from the time he was taken, saying, if you want to go to Sportsman Park.
That's
All we
true.
heard for 2 hours is, if you want to. We could have been there, couldn't we? And recreated one of the books.
Can't you just go by there on the way to the airport? Just gonna go.
yeah, but I want the plane leaves at 2:25.
325.
Well, I know if it was 2:25, we'd really be in bad shape. 3:25.
You can go right up Grand and stop there and go all the way.
Yeah, we're going to do that. They need to be at the airport, let's say, at the minimum 15 minutes early.
Yeah.
So that's like 3.
20 minutes maybe, huh? Because by the time you find the plane.
So that's 3:05. They got to be in the airport in an hour.
You have nothing to check on in, do you?
No.
And they got to be at the airport in an hour, and it'll take, let's say, a half hour to get to the airport. Okay, I'm worrying too much. You got some time. Well, I'm sorry I said all that stuff.
Well, let's talk some more about Sportsman's Park and what we could have done if we.
Well, we're going to stop there. We're going to stop. What if we leave?
Or what would it have been like if we?
If we leave in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we can go to Sportsman's Park and go to the airport. It'll be
Okay.
tight, but we can go.
And what if we'd had time to go to the train station? What? This is an idea for a travel show. You don't even need your car. Just tell me about the train station there, that fabulous train station.
Well, ironically, the very first thing they did when they converted it was to take the trains out. There's no trains in the train station.
Well, I know that. And again, you're going to tell me there's nothing there, but now what they've made it into a shopping center.
A touristy thing, like, you know, it's the idea is for people that are on the go, and they'll more likely to spend money on foolish doodads than somebody that's at home. So it's like a doodad.
Sure. But isn't there a hotel there also?
It's a hotel. It's the Terminal Hotel, and a lot of people there are terminally ill.
I see. I'm sure they'll be amused to hear that as they're lying, gasping for air, watching with their last day, say, I want to turn on Mr. Pete.
What they say there? No. I'm having chest pains!
Well, again, you're booming this out to us. Look at this.
Wait, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Fred Willard. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yay.
I am truly touched, as opposed to Mr. Pete, who's truly touched. No, really, this is very nice. Mr. Pete, I thought this day was a disaster, but you really touched me by making this. This is very thoughtful. It even doesn't even just say, like, happy birthday. Which is
Fred, wait a second.
Someone sent someone out to get it. It says, happy birthday, Fred.
You will watch this tape when you get back to Hollywood, right?
Trade-off. See, he's giving me the tape, and in exchange, I have to watch this show. Are you going to? Is this on this show? All those awful neighborhoods you drove me through instead of.
There's all kinds of stuff. I don't even know what you're getting. It's something there. If you watch it, you know, if you watch it long enough, there'll be something you like.
I will watch this. Let's have a little knife and we'll share this cake. And you'll eat the first piece, Mr. Pete, if you know what I mean.
Is that a good cake?
Oh, it looks delicious. Who doesn't want it, or who does? How many are having cake?
I'll have a little piece.
All right, so I'll start cutting pieces. You know, when I get a nice, rich birthday cake, I kind of like to eat the whole thing myself, but that would be very rude. All right, who's gonna have some? How are we eating? Here's an end piece. Pete, are you joining us?
Yeah, I'll have a little piece.
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you.
This is.
Kathy, a piece of cake?
That was pretty good.
We don't have much choice. Whoop.
This is an award winning. This is the richest. Would you like it?
Karen?
Sure, thanks. Oh, put it on.
Doctor, will
I
you
know,
join us?
what can I tell
Yes, but I'm on a plate.
Oh,
I'm neat.
okay.
Well, I didn't do it.
Stinky?
I hope this hasn't-
Stinky takes the cake, believe me.
You really don't.
He's on a diet. He's trying to get down to 400 pounds.
Not to have. I was cutting you an extra big piece.
Well, listen, be nice to Big Daddy because he throws a lot of weight around in this community.
Does everyone have some?
Oh, thank you.
Was that
First
yours?
spring fruit.
Well, I made my shirt nice and wet, but I
Big Daddy clock.
didn't get it off. Well, actually, from my end, it's just like, I have
picture.
every white, I never.
He's really impressed, Big Daddy. He's underwhelmed, really. It's like, does anybody know what time it is?
This is good. Pete, this was very
Where's
nice.
Big Mike? Oh, good. We got to do that thing with Big Mike, and
It's actually the day after, 2 days after my birthday.
he'll come earlier next time. Maybe you can make this. Maybe you can make this like a yearly event. You come here every year, and spend a wonderful day with us.
On my
It's a
birthday.
wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Huh? Yeah, do as much as you want.
Hey, Freddie, look, you remember me? I was on the Carson show with you. You were with that trucking company, whatever it was, you know.
I've met so many people.
I was
Refresh my memory.
Well, I was with that Wences guy then, you know. You remember him?
Oh, Senor
Yeah,
Wences.
you don't reckon. He used to put a wig on me and stuff.
Oh, you're working
Yeah,
on
we-
your own now.
Well, we broke up. He dumped me after 40 years. The guy dumped me.
You didn't need him. You're the one who got
Well, I'm
all-
writing a book about it, you know.
What's
and
it
I was
called?
wondering, well, the name of the book is Hen Job. He dumped me. I had a job with him for 40 years. The guy dumped me. He used to do terrible things to me. I don't want to get into
I
that.
don't want to know what he did to
I
you.
was hoping maybe, you got this new show going, you might find a spot for me on it.
That's really not my department. If you have a tape on yourself, if you send it in to Access America in Minneapolis, it'll get to the right people, or Karen here, and is he
Wait
on
a
your
second,
tape?
Fred.
I got
Fred.
ideas for a pilot. I got all kinds of stuff. I got tape. I'll send you. I got some scripts. We got old things we used
This
to
is
do.
great. Again, that's not my department, but I'm sure there are people who
I've
are.
done it all. I got lots of experience. Vaudeville, everything. I've been around.
This is great.
I won't. I won't.
You enjoy your lunch, Fred. We don't want to interrupt you.
I
this
won't
is
keep you.
fine.
I just wanted to come by, say hello. I knew you were in town. We used to, we worked together on the caution show. I just thought
I really
stop by
don't
and say hello.
remember, but why don't you send it to Mr. Pete, and he'll do with it exactly what he.
Oh, I'll
He'll
tell
put
you
it
what,
where-
Wait, Fred, wait.
That guy's no good.
Yeah.
I tried to work with him before. Don't
Oh.
waste your time. I'll tell you what. I'll send you something in the mail. Thanks
All
anyway.
right, good. Nice
It's
talking
been
to
a
you
pleasure
again.
meeting you.
Good. You got a good
You
head
went
on
out of
your
character. Now you went out of character when you shook his hand. You went out of character. I was just kidding around, man. Now listen. I don't want to interrupt your lunch, Fred, but I sent this tape to Johnny Carson and it came back refused. So I was wondering, I know all you stars in Hollywood know each other, so I was wondering if you can get this to Johnny for me. Because I drive around in a cab, and I think that he would like to have me on the Today Show, the Tonight Show, and show my cab, and I always play like songs out of the back of it. And
No, you know what I can do? I'm glad you gave me this because it's still kind of hot out in California. And those balmy nights when there's nothing to do, I like to lay in bed, turn on the TV, and my door keeps slamming shut, so I can use this as a door jamb. I just set it there, and it'll keep that door open. Thank you very much.
okay, well, could you give that to Johnny? I don't know what happened. I sent it to him, and it came back refused. It must have been a mistake.
No, it probably wasn't.
Well, I hate to be like the devil's advocate, but I don't want to be responsible for making you late to the airport.
Actually,
I mean, I'm happy to stay. I'd stay with you for 3 days, I don't want to make you leave.
I'm sure everybody else does.
Yeah.
there's one more little piece of cake if someone wants to corner.
We have to do this thing with Big Mike. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes. Then we got to go to the airport.
I'm not going
Big
with
Mike?
you.
Okay, that's up to you.
Big Mike. Because I'm right here at home.
Okay, Big Daddy, can I have that tape? You can let me have it? I'll give it back to you probably, eventually, maybe.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we got to do that. That's pretty good. Besides, it's hot for you-know-who. Hung Wei Lo's not there, is he?
No, he's, you gonna go buy Sportsman?
Well, here's what I want to do. I want to kind of have like, this is like a semi-finale.
You want the camera on now?
No, no.
Can I have my picture taken with you? Oh, okay.
Just think about the cover of the couch.
Still wrestling?
Let's go. Everybody
Oh, are
knows
we
it's
on?
just
Okay.
like real life. Everyone is trying to
Doctor,
show.
thanks so much for we really enjoyed it.
Watch your fork, Pete. Watch your fork on your foot.
Thank you.
That was a good
Okay.
meal. Pete, are we going to the airport now?
We're going to go. Let's go. Come on. You're having the time of your life. You're having the time of your life, Fred.
I am, yes. Yep. Time of my life. Well, that was a good meal. How far are we from the airport?
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there in no time.
Okay,
We'll be
look,
there.
I'm holding
Oh, look at that.
so we
Look at
don't-
that. It's Big Mike. Big Mike,
Who's
the
this?
big game hunter.
Oh.
Big Mike.
Hello, Mike. How
I've been
are
looking
ya?
forward to this. I watch you every morning on the weather. I love it. You're
I
great.
think there's a little confusion there, Pete.
Hey, I know you're an entrepreneurial type of a guy.
Yeah,
I want to
well-
ask you a question. What do you think about this now?
What a dead. I don't know what
See,
to do.
that's I call it a rabbit sickle, like a popsicle. It's like sushi, only it's a rabbit. I think that'd go big in California. What do you
I don't
think?
think it'll play. Right now people are very conscious of fur and
See,
environmental.
we'll call these rabbit bonds.
Uh-huh.
Bonds, we call them rabbit bonds.
You may have a great idea.
It's a great idea for business.
It could be.
Would you like to invest in it, you think?
I can't really. I have a business person you'd have
Listen,
to
I
talk
got
to.
a big gun. This is great. You can kill like 10 rabbits at a time. This gun's so big. Come here, let me show you the
this is
gun.
a bad time to be talking like that because people are holy cow. Well, there's some cute little dogs. The rabbit idea. You don't kill them,
Wait a
do you?
minute.
Hi, fellas.
I must have chained my gun in the yard. I put the dogs in the trunk. I'm all mixed
boy,
up.
Pete,
Wait a
I
minute,
really
Fred. I'll
have
be
to
back.
go.
Now you wait here a minute. I'll be right
The
back.
rabbit idea, you get points for originality, but I think it's a
Wait
bad
second. I
time.
want you to see
I
my
don't
face.
have time. I'll take this, but I can't.
Come on, let's go.
I'd really Pete, you were
You
gonna
know
take me to the
Johnny Carson,
airport.
don't you? You know Johnny Carson. Come on, you want Johnny Carson? Yeah.
Is there, can I get a
You'd be
cab?
great. Come on,
I'll get a
I
cab.
want to be a cab driver.
Hey,
Hey, wait,
Pete,
wait,
wait a minute,
wait,
wait a minute.
Fred, wait a second.
Keep
Come
my
on,
bags.
wait, I just have this tape, it's great.
Keep my bags, keep my luggage. You're holding my billfold. Keep it. I just want to go.
Okay.
She tall, short.
She's fairly tall, not very tall. She's you get the feeling with her when you meet her that she's quite strong. You know, she's a good, strong.
athletic and
Yeah,
stuff.
she looks athletic. Has a good, strong face, but she really works hard, and she does an awful lot. She's on not necessarily the news.
Now, is that a syndicated show?
No, that's on HBO.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Are we on Grand now?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Are we going to stop at the...
I think we'll have time to be there for about 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'd love to spend the rest of the week with you guys, but I'd feel awful if I didn't get to the airport.
Now, what time is it now?
It's 2:30.
2:30.
We don't.
Oh, and how far to the airport?
If we didn't stop, it would be 25 minutes.
2:30. Well, let's just go by we're going by the ballpark.
We have time to stop. I think it means a lot to you. And I think
Well,
we
I've
have
been
to-
there. No, I've been there a couple of times. I didn't know it was that late.
We have time to stop and if you want to look around.
Do you have a minute's tape you want to do there? I think we
Yeah,
can do
I'd
a funny
love to.
thing where
I
I'm
think-
actually telling you.
I think it'd be wonderful, and we have time. I mean, I'm sorry
will
I was
be,
so rushing everybody so much, but I had to think about
It will be 2 minutes. We'll pull up. In fact, let's start right now, and I'll be telling you.
Okay, we're rolling
Use the
already.
camera mic and the car cord.
We already are. We have been for like the last 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Where are we going now, Pete? To the airport?
Yeah, we're going to the airport.
All right,
Fred.
now we're on Grand, which I happen to know Sportsman's Park was on Grand, and I think we're going to come to it. And this, for your viewers, it's a great old park, as I said before, where the Cardinals and a team called the St. Louis Browns played. And a lot of people in your, a lot of people who get in your cab might be interested. Someday someone might say, where's the old
I've
Sportsman's
been a
Park?
cab driver for 12 years, and no one has ever been interested.
Probably because they asked you 2 or 3 questions to start with, and they gave up. Now, as we go this way, if I'm not mistaken, we'll pass it. There was a big YMCA across from it. That was in all the old pictures. And what direction are we headed in now?
North.
We're headed north. All right. You know why they call pitchers southpaws?
No.
Because most ballparks are set out so that the home pitcher's mound to home plate runs east and west.
Oh,
The
really?
pitcher throws towards the west, so a left-hander, his arm would be on the south side of the field.
How
So
did you know that?
I've just read it over the years. Because I listen and I try to learn, which you're in a perfect position to do being a cab driver. You must get interesting people
Most
in
days.
your cab, and if you listen to them and give them a chance. But they're southpaws. Now, they don't call right-handers northpaws. Why? I don't know. Yeah, I think we're getting... So picture yourself back in the 30s, the 20s, the years of the gas house game. You know who that was? Pepper Martin, Dizzy Dean. They probably drove this very route to St. Louis's Sportsman's Park. 1944, the Cardinals played the Browns. It was right here in the city. Both teams in the city played each other in a World Series. The first time the St. Louis Browns had ever been in the World Series. Hello, are you listening and
I'm
learning?
listening to everything. I'm paying
An interesting
Listen,
thing
okay,
about
wait,
it.
excuse me a second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That's one thing as a creed that I live by. It's never interrupt anybody. My job as cab driver, my first responsibility is your safety.
I've noticed that, and I had
And,
to point out several oncoming trucks today. Now, the interesting thing, both managers were friends. They shared an apartment in St. Louis because when one team was on the road, the other team was at home.
Well, that's
So when the
interesting.
teams played in the World Series, they had to decide which one would take under lodging. I don't know what happened
That's an
there.
interesting story.
Yeah, it is an interesting story. We never saw the arch. There's a view of the arch downtown. You want to get a shot from you. People who may be cursed by being in St. Louis for the first time and being in Pete's cab. That's the archway, the gateway to the west.
Let's do this. You're right, I did forget that. Don't take a picture of the arch, just take a picture of me and Fred.
All right.
And we're looking
Well, I
at
already
the
did
arch.
take a picture out the
I
window.
know. Well, you had no idea not to do it. It was your first inclination. Yeah, that's the arch, Fred.
Where?
Right over there. That's the arch.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Let's do that again. You didn't know there was a supermarket next to it.
Okay.
That's the arch, Fred.
That's it?
That's the arch.
I didn't know there was a supermarket next door to it. That's the arch I've
That's
been
an arch. They built the supermarket underneath it for the convenience of the tourists, the people in RVs. They got to do a lot of shopping for the kids and the dog and stuff.
That doesn't sound right to me, Pete. That's the arch I've been seeing in all the pictures.
Yeah, they don't show you the bottom of it on television normally.
I have no reason to distrust you, but I would feel bad if people here for the first time, and no one's ever jumped in your cab and said, show me the bright spots of town.
They always, the two things that I've always wanted to happen cab driving that have never happened is I've always wanted somebody to get in the car and say, step on it.
Uh-huh.
No one's ever done that. And there's always the thing in the old movies where somebody gets in the cab and says, here's 50 if you get me to the airport in 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Which you might be doing pretty soon.
So, has anyone ever
It's might be my first time for that.
Anyone ever jumped in and said, follow that cab?
No, I think it's follow that car.
Okay.
Usually two cabs don't follow each other.
Oh. And
You know,
I bet another thing you dream of is an old lady with a walker saying, I don't have enough to cover this. I didn't know it would take so long to get from the train station. So you could throw her walker in the trunk, huh?
Walker held hostage. It's kind of like an Iraqi walker.
And you explained to her that it's customary to go into Illinois on the way from the train station to her hotel, huh?
Listen, Fred, you mind if I smoke?
It does bother me, Pete, because you lit up earlier, and I think I'm getting like kind of a chest thing. Secondhand smoke will kill you just as fast as
Yeah.
firsthand.
What did I tell you about secondhand smoke?
It's cheaper than firsthand smoke.
That's right.
Well,
Dad, see that building over there?
uh-huh.
Biff, take a picture of that building. That's the building that Superman used to jump off. So is that the kind of building?
So he was in Metropolis. Fox Theater.
Yeah, it's a grand old movie theater.
Luckily I saw it because you wouldn't have pointed it out to me, would you?
That's the Fox Theater over there,
Yeah.
Fred.
Now what section of town is this?
This is what would you call this, Mike?
Midtown.
Midtown.
Uh-huh.
That's what I always say. It's Midtown. It's not downtown. It's not uptown. It's Midtown.
Well, if we get into a fight between here and the airport before that happens, I want to thank you for giving me the guided tour and introducing me to some of your friends.
Well, I got your home address, and Marty is making a trip to California in about a month, and he will be stopping in.
I'm moving. Tomorrow the van is coming. So be sure to tell Marty that. I'd hate him to waste a trip. I'm going up to Seattle. So, what's in the future for this TV show? What are you going to be doing?
I think we're going to have a real good rest of 1990.
You think so? It looks good?
And my legs are hurting.
Uh-huh. You're going to have
And
some
I got
changes.
this tape here. I got this tape that I want you to give to Johnny Carson. I sent it to him, and it came back refused.
Okay.
Look at this.
And I see the lights are timed just so
You stop at every
no
one.
one goes more than 5 miles an hour. I see some changes for you in the coming few years.
Yeah, I'm going to get
Okay.
older if I'm lucky.
Yeah, and take care of your health. But you know, these are potential audience, so don't say.
They're new friends.
You don't get feedback from your audience. People call or write.
Yeah,
say, I love it.
I got a lot of feedback.
Do they love it or do they hate it?
Most folks, no one forces them to watch it, you know.
Well, you know, that's the wrong attitude. No one forces them to watch it. You know, now that's the problem. Now, Johnny Carson values his audience, and they'll have hours and hours saying, how can we improve the show? What are the letters saying? What guest do people want? And if he had that attitude and would say, hey, no one's forcing him to watch, where do you think he'd be?
He's a lot better off than me, I'll tell you that.
Yes. I bet he has never said nobody's forcing him to watch it. I'm talking to you, you're learning things, you're absorbing things. And I think if you'd open up your mind to your viewers and to the customers who get into your cab, you can have even better tours. You have wonderful tours, do you know that?
I don't know if we have time to see Sportsman's Park.
Well, I don't think we can avoid it because we're going right past it. Is this the way to the airport?
Yeah, it's right on the way, yeah.
Okay. Well, there it is right there.
What?
See, that's what you pulled on me. I think it's up here on the left, or maybe we did pass it, I don't know.
No, it's
But
on the left. It's on the left. It's a few blocks away. I'm just playing dumb.
Ah! And what a masterful job you're doing. Now this guy's turning left.
What is this?
Seriously, you've never had an accident in a cab?
Oh, I've had one accident that was my fault. And I had a lot of accidents that weren't my fault, and I love them. Real profitable.
Yeah.
Real profitable. I've made some years I've made much more money from accidents than I have from actually driving people around.
Coming up after the
I
next.
think it's on the left, and I think the
Yeah.
street we're on, Babe Ruth had hit a home run across this street and broke a window in a building.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So that's some of,
Yes.
yeah, so that's some of the history.
Babe Ruth didn't play for St. Louis, did he?
No, but when he, see, both, this park had a National League team and an American League team. So the Yankees played here with Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and then the National League with whoever the great stars in the National League. So Babe Ruth would be here when the Yankees played the St. Louis Browns.
Oh.
Didn't Babe Ruth play a little bit for St. Louis?
Never. No, he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Boston Braves. And, oh, he started out with the Boston Red Sox. But you knew that, didn't you?
I'll tell you one thing. They could have got somebody better than William Bendix to play his life.
That's
story.
probably it. And although Babe Ruth is known as a hitter, he still, I think, holds a record of most consecutive scoreless innings pitched as a,
This is it.
yeah, there it is, as a pitcher in a World Series. Oh, he broke a window in one of these buildings. There's the old
Right?
Sportsman
This
Park.
is where they used to play?
That's where they play.
It's all chained in.
Yeah.
That's it? That was a famous ballpark?
Yeah, of course they had the stadium and the...
Oh, there was a stadium there at least?
Sure, we don't have to stop, Pete.
Where was it?
Well, it was right there. That was, I think the diamond is pretty much right there.
This would
building-
be the outfield facing us coming here.
How long ago?
They tore it down in about 1960 or 55.
And when was it built? So how long was it?
Gee, probably the early part of the century.
It was up more than 90 years.
Boy, isn't it sad? I mean, look at it. It's just, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Why'd they tear it down? Why didn't they just leave it
Well,
up? And
I don't
somebody else-
know. But you can still see pictures they took in the field in this building, which used to be a YMCA. You can still see that building.
Oh, yeah, that looks like a YMCA.
There's a good story about how it got on that site in the first place.
What's that? What's the story?
The guy who owned the Browns, who owned the stadium, built a house, and he was building a house, and he put in the foundation. And the guy who owned the lot next door came up and said, "Hey, you're 6 inches over onto my lot with your foundation." And the guy said, "Okay, well, how much do you want for the 6 inches?" He goes, "I don't want anything. I want you to move it." So he made him like take out the foundation and move it over 6 inches.
Oh, where was that?
Somewhere in the city here. And this is
Guy
like
who
100
owned-
years ago.
Oh.
So instead of moving the foundation over 6 inches, he moved it over 12. Okay. So this is in an old section of the city where they used to build houses right up against each other, like right
Yeah.
in here. So the guy who made him move started building his house, thinking he had just moved the foundation 6 inches. When he moved to 12, built his house right next to it, so he was 6 inches over. The guy who owned the Browns waited until the entire building was completed to tell him that he was 6 inches on his lot.
Oh, are you kidding?
And said, tear off 6 inches
There's
of
the
the house.
arches, Fred. There's the arch.
So the guy who had who was starting this problem with the Browns said, well, I'm not going to tear 6 inches off my house. I have like 7 acres out on Grand. In that time, this was like the edge of the city. He goes, I'll trade you the 7 acres for the 6 inches on the house. So that's what he did, and that's where he built the first stadium for the Browns.
Huh.
Was it called Bush Stadium at one time too?
Yes, when Bush bought the Cardinals, he bought the stadium from Bill Veeck, who owned it at that time, who owned the Browns at that time. And they moved to Baltimore and became the Orioles.
Be careful this thing that goes wrong.
What's this big pole?
That's the largest freestanding Corinthian column in the world, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Would they just ship it over here?
It's a water tower.
It's a water tower?
Yeah. It's an old water tower. There's another one
where?
down the street right here. Well,
Did you get some stuff for your show?
Thank
Are
you.
you happy
Oh,
with it?
yeah, I'm very happy. I think we did better than I thought.
Good.
We got lots of stuff.
There's another
More
one.
stuff than we could ever use.
See it down
Good.
this street here.
That's why we're not going to use more.
Yeah.
Oh. Those are drinking.
Well, they fill them with water.
I was trying to take stuff that you could possibly use. I wanted to give
They're very old.
SS America a big choice of
Nationally.
material. I'm thinking that if I send you lots and lots
Well,
of
there's a
good stuff, I'll
reservoir.
get more
We pump
time
water
on
from
the
the
show.
reservoir to that, and that more or
Well, we'll
less.
see. I hope we won't know until
It's a tent,
vocab
was
looks
used.
at
You ever
it.
seen like in a rural city,
I could
like the
think of
big
nothing
water
else to
tower?
do,
Yeah.
It's
so-
basically that principle.
No,
It's the
it
pressure
was
from the height.
wonderful. We took the right amount of time too.
That,
You know, any more time you might have started to get bored. Probably started to get bored a few rounds done. Because the high point of being bored was Marty.
Actually, I think some of that was Marty turned out all right.
Now, is that doctor? Is he really a dentist and all
Yeah,
those things?
all
or
that's
does he-
true, yeah. He's a real...
Does he do all of them anymore?
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything.
I think on most days he'd be out being a dentist out there right now. Out in
He got all dressed up for you. He
west
doesn't
part of the city.
wear that outfit all the time.
You want me to keep taping, Peter?
No, you're taking all this?
I was taping it up to the stadium.
No, I'm sorry. No, we're
Okay.
good.
Rolling.
You could also say that, you know, you could pretend that you had a good time, but you really didn't.
Let's pretend we missed the plane. We're to get to the later one.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
It's rolling.
Oh, geez. Well, you know, you told us you were going to make the plane, and we
It's
missed
not
it by
my-
an hour and a half.
Well, so I ran out of gas. Big deal. Any car can run out of gas. I'm not connected to a hose to a gas station.
Now we got to go from St. Louis back to Chicago, Chicago to Atlanta, Atlanta to Phoenix, Phoenix to LA. I don't mind, but it's just, you know,
But look, you
now
had
it's a 12-hour trip. Before it was 2.5 hours.
Well, you had a time you'll never forget.
I know, and I was hoping you had a time you wouldn't forget, which is the time our plane took off. I told you about 4 times. Now you see,
Well,
no, it was a good time though, Pete.
Hey, wait a
Thanks. I
second,
don't want to
here.
bring everyone down.
have some more fake receipts.
Pete, I don't make fake receipts, and
The IRS would probably get by with those. The IRS would probably never know that you were giving fake receipts. I'd
No.
never tell them.
whoa, we almost had your second accident there.
What airline you going to?
TWA.
TWA.
Now you're going to get free air tickets for using that on the air.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, I'm sorry we didn't see all the things that I wanted to see, but
We drove past Sportsman's Park.
we
You got
did.
to see
That's
the
true.
arch.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
And
going to be a
I-
lot of good footage from this.
I have a feeling in the airport I can get a booklet showing me the old train station and Forest
Yeah.
Park,
Well,
and
come
the old
back again soon.
Chase Hotel,
Come
the
back
Purina
again.
Building,
Come back
the St.
again
Louis.
soon.
Well, it'll
Just
be.
don't tell me, but come back again
Let's
soon.
see. It snows. It'll be a cold day, probably January, February.
You ever go to New York?
Yes.
You know, I'm from New York.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in New York. If you ever go to New York, have a nice time.
Thanks so much. Really, I have had wonderful visits to cities, and times that I will long remember. This probably won't be one of them, but I can always say I was in St. Louis, and that is a compliment to Pete. I'm suspicious because I have the same seat numbers I had in another. You know, you're going to think I'm nuts if I'm taking God Bless America's brochure.
Listen,
These things fascinate me. I'll read it on the plane.
don't forget to get that tape to Johnny, because Johnny's interested in guys that drive around basketball trucks.
Okay. Let me get this.
Well, how do I get a hold of you? I don't want to get a hold of you. How do I send you the tape?
Oh, wait, I gotta give you.
Yeah. And when people
Now there's a
forget.
tape in there. Is that the tape that was supposed to be in the camera?
You know, I do several.
You know, are we taping? I got a joke.
Okay,
A friend of mine gave me this Browns hat because he says he's one of the few I'm one of the few actors he knows that hasn't gotten a swell head, hasn't gotten a big head with all my success in showbiz. Now, wait, this hat doesn't fit. What the heck is wrong? It fit me just before I started on Mr. Pete show.
Oh, listen, Miss Kathy wanted to give you this and she forgot. Here you go.
Oh, that's very nice.
What's that?
I don't have a pen.
I got a pen here.
I'll give you my address.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, well, let's see. How do
Sure you want to do that, Fred?
No, I'm not going to bother the guy. Us, let me tell you something. As a celebrity myself, I have a lot of respect for other celebrities.
Why don't I have anything to write?
Here. Here's an Access America card, Fred.
Here's the questions the girl gave me to ask for.
Oh.
What about Underdog?
The woman did a dance. Well, it's a long story, but we thought she was a put-on. She turned out she was very serious. She was upset because people weren't giving enough respect to the cartoon character Underdog.
I can't believe she was serious.
We get her on our show?
Well, Charlotte doesn't live around here.
Yeah, she'd be perfect, but she had that kind of, you know how people get kind of red around the eyes. I had a feeling she might have flipped at any minute.
That's who you want me to send it to?
Send it to me
She
at
fit
that
right in
address.
on our
What's
show.
this?
That's me. Darren Shaw, Access
Oh.
America.
Oh, well,
And there's the
yes,
address.
thank you.
Yes,
you.
my spelling is very different than you.
Yeah,
This is yours.
oh, thank you. It's a nice pen, isn't it?
It's a fantastic pen. It is just
You
fantastic.
got everything?
No,
I think so.
Anyway, it's been nice meeting you all.
You too. Really fun. Thank you so much. Let's see.
Your address, my
All right, I
attorney
got
will be,
that.
Good luck with your show.
Thanks a lot.
What?
I recognize it. I can't place the name. How are you? Right there.
Oh, hey, Fred Willard, how are you?
Fred Willard.
You don't recognize this guy, Mr. Pete?
Thank
There
you.
you go. You get this all
Thank
right.
you. Finally, we got one.
There you go.
One in the right.
Worldwide Magazine. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hi, St. Louis. How you doing?
Say Worldwide Magazine.
What?
Say what you said about Worldwide Magazine, Pete.
Worldwide Magazine, the greatest show on public access TV.
They're the best.
I'll be
Thanks.
watching you tonight, Thursday.
All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Thank you. I'll call you.
So long, Pete.
I'll call you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for coming. Come back again real soon.
The wrong airport.
You want to drive away and let me get you driving away and loop around and get me?
Use the fade out. Just as you're about to lose me.
How do I do it? Wait.
Shut the thing off.
Oh, okay. You can stop taping.
Press the F. F
Okay.
should appear. Now,
When I hit it, it'll fade out.
it'll start to fade out.
When I stop it, it'll fade out as you go. And fade out as you start to pull away? All right.
I'll be back here.
All right.